Hi and welcome to Car Mechanical, and today I'm going to take you through the prep I've done to replace the wing for my Audi A3. So you can see the dent there, and I've covered this in the update video for what I want to do with the car, and I'm going to be repainting the whole car. So the first thing I needed to do was get hold of a new wing, and I managed to pick up a wing. It was about 50 miles away, and when I went to pick up, the first thing I noticed, and I literally saw it being taken off the car, so the outside of the wing looked good bar a couple of age scratches. I noticed the corrosion on it. So I'm just going to show you the wing here, and I'm going to show you exactly how I saw it when I got hold of it. So we've got quite a bit of pitting, quite a bit of rust down at the bottom of the wing. That's not the biggest issue. The bigger issue is the stuff that sort of runs up the arch. So what I've started to do, I've started to hand sand it there, and some flaked off straight away. But what I need to do is I need to get right in there, and I'm going to use a wire wheel and just take back all of this rust. And the main thing I want to do, I just want to convert all of the rust and get it back to bare metal, prime it, paint it, and then it's ready for when I fit my new wing. But I just thought I'd take through quickly exactly how I did that. So I use a small wire wheel. I'm just going to let you watch that one there. And as you can see, the wing kind of really wants to fly around. It's really, really hard with something that's sort of so light and flimsy to sort of keep a solid grip on it. So when you see some of the inside of the wing, I actually took off a bit too much metal from there. I'm not too fussed though, because it's just hidden on the inside of the arch. But the amount of rust and corrosion that was sitting right on the inside of the bottom of the wing, it's a huge, huge amount. But what you get when you take these wings off, you get actually dirt packed in there, so it's not surprising you do get that. As I do grind it more and more, you start to see some bare metal, and we start to get rid of the corrosion. And I'm not too fussed, because the rust converter is going to end up doing quite a good job of it anyway. But we just want to get rid of all of that loose rust as such and take it back the best we can. So I've just done a couple of before and after shots. So again, got the inner wing, you can see the corrosion there, but I've taken some more back. So take it completely back to bare metal. And you can see that's ready for rust converter. On the other side, I mentioned there were some light scratches and stone chips. So I've sanded those back, and I've taken them back as far as I can. You can't really see this one too well, but there's a stone chip there too, so I'm going to take that out. And this is where I mentioned the wire wheel kind of digs in a bit too much. It's right on the inside of the arches, so I'm not really too fussed about that. And the rust converter I use is VATCAN rust converter, which you can get off of eBay. And apparently it's stuff that the military use. But when you put it on, what will start to happen is it will react with the rust, and it will create a new compound with it. And it will change colour, so it will go bluish at first, and when you leave it for a bit, it turns black. Now, if you put it on the other side of the wing, you probably want to put it on thinner, because if it does go quite tacky, it's going to show through when you build up your paint. But when we have a quick look at the wing, you can see the amount I've put on there, you can see how much it's starting to react. I think just to be safe, I ended up putting a second coat on. But it's really good stuff, and I've not noticed it have any rust come back where I've used it on other parts of the car. And it just really means you get to save parts, or when you buy a new part that you think should be okay and you find that it's a bit of a mess, that you can sort it out. And I'm just going to sort of get right in there. You sort of see the consistency of it. And when I swap over in a minute, you'll see that it goes really sort of a dark black colour once all the rust has been successfully converted. What I'm going to do after that is I'm going to prime it, then I'm going to spray it, and I'm also going to take an extra step. And that extra step I'm going to take is to use some chassis paint on the bottom of the wing. Now, it probably has something like chassis paint on the outside from the factory, but from the inside, it definitely eaten through whatever was there, so I'm going to really coat it up with some chassis paint just to give it some good protection, because I don't want it to rust through again. So if we switch over there, we can see the amount of primer on it, and you can see how much corrosion has kind of sort of dug into it and taken away some of the better part of that wing. Again, chassis paint, nice thick heavy stuff, should stop it from corroding through any time in the future. So once I've painted it up, I'll give you a bit of a picture of what the wing looked like. Now I've started to put some chassis paint on the bottom there, what you can see. And you can see I've painted over the whole of the wing. Now, even though I'm going to repaint the car, I wanted a good surface to be able to create a key for when I put the new paint on. So that's part of the other reason that I wanted to get the wing as good as I've got it. And just on the inside, it's been sprayed up with sort of your regular blue paint, but I'm going to go over that with chassis paint as well. So once we've got that all painted up, we'll add that extra sort of layer of protection. And where dirt and dust and dampness does get to the bottom of the door, hopefully it's not going to create any sort of issues. And I did it just for good measure. I slapped some chassis paint just into other areas that you wouldn't see, but would help to prolong the life of the wing. Now, just a quick short video. I've got another video straight after this, which is going to show you how to take a wing off and how to fit it. But this was just a very quick roundup one, just to show you what happens when you get something that is a bit rusty, or you've taken your wing off and you've noticed some rust and you want to figure out the best way how to deal with it. Thank you for watching. If that has been useful, please like, hit subscribe to follow the Cars projects, and please share out the videos if you enjoy them.